In this video, we will learn about soaps and detergents. Before we begin with the topic, let's do an experiment. Take two beakers and add some water in equal quantity in both of them. Then add a few drops of oil in the two beakers. Now add soap to one beaker and observe. So initially we have to take two beakers and we need to add water in both beakers in equal quantities. Then we have to add a few drops of oil in both the beakers. Now, the very important step is we need to add soap to just one beaker. One beaker shouldn't be added with soap, while one should be added with soap. Now, let's observe what happens. So, this is one beaker and this is the second beaker. So, to explain, in this beaker, we did add water and oil. There is no soap, but in this beaker, we added water, oil, and soap. But see, you can observe a slight difference between both of them. So after some time, we can observe this difference. So we can observe the beaker in which soap is added gets separated first. So this beaker is added with soap, hence there is easy separation. We can see oil is separated from water. We can see two different layers. While in this beaker, we can see water and oil are somewhat mixed with each other. Like there are no two separate layers found. Like the same, most of the dirt is oily in nature and doesn't dissolve in water. So like this oil and water, even the cloth which consists of dirt is oily in nature. It is almost greasy. So it also doesn't dissolve in water. While the molecules of soap are long chains of carboxylic acids. So soaps are usually long chains of carboxylic acids. We know what a carboxylic acid is. It is a functional group containing COOH. So we discussed about it already in the initial videos. So the soap molecules thus form micelles in water. Now, what is this micelle? This is something new. Soap molecules have two ends which have different properties. One is hydrophilic, that is, it dissolves in water, while the other end is hydrophobic, that is, it dissolves in hydrocarbons. So if you can see here, this is a soap molecule and it has two ends. That is, one is this tail part and the other one is short head-like structure. So this is the ionic part or the water attracting end, which is hydrophilic, which means water attracting, while this part is water repelling. That means it's hydrophobic. Phobic means fear, so it doesn't like water. So this water repelling end or the long hydrocarbon chain will remain attached to hydrocarbons, that is the dirt, oil or grease, while the short ionic part, which is the water attracting end, will remain attached to water because it loves water. It's water attracting. Hence, the tail is attached to the dirt or oily particles while the head or ionic part remains in water. These micelles are colloids. So basically colloids are somewhat large substances that are suspended in the medium. So they are insoluble. If you can see, this is the formation of a micelle and this is the dust or dirty, oily, greasy particle that is present on your cloth. And you can see this is the soap molecule. So this soap molecule gets attached to this oil or greasy particle. How is it attaching? Like if you can see, this is the tail part, which is water repelling end, which loves to attach with hydrocarbons. So this oily part is a hydrocarbon obviously, so it gets attached to this part which is oily, but this short ionic end loves water a lot, so it remains suspended in the water. So this is how the formation of micelle takes place. When the cloth is agitated in water, the oil or grease is washed and goes into water, leaving the cloth cleaned while the water dirty. So when we agitate this cloth in water, like scrubbing or beating on a stone or anything else, this oil and grease See, you can see this oil and grease particle is washed away, and this oil or grease particle moves into the water and it will turn all the water dirty and your cloth gets cleaned. So if you can see, initially this is the oil or the grease particle that is present on your cloth. See, if you can consider this blue thing as your cloth and this is the oil particle. So you just dropped some soap in that water and this is the soap molecule, and these are all soap molecules, and if you can see, initially they're trying to get attached. So this dark blue part is the short ionic part which is attached to the water only. They are suspending in water, while this non-colored one are the tail ends which are attached to this hydrocarbon or oil particles. So they usually form a micelle here. So this is a complete micelle. They form a round ball like structure. This is how a micelle is formed. Soap solution is enough to scatter light, hence soap solution appears cloudy. So usually soap solution has a capability of scattering light. So if you can look at the soap solution, if you just take some soap and mix it in water and look in the bucket or the tub, you can see the solution appear so cloudy. That means the soap solution is enough to scatter light. So this is an experiment and this is how exactly it will look. So there is soap dispersed in this water and you can scatter light to that solution. See, it is clearly passing. The light clearly passes through the solution. So soap solution is enough to scatter light. So let's do another crazy experiment now. Take 100 ml of distilled water or rainwater in one bottle and hard water in the other bottle. Add soap to it. Now check in which bottle do you find more foam. Now we'll do one crazy experiment and let's find out which bottle has more foam. Now they asked us to take two. One is the soft water and the second one is the hard water. So the soft water is already given, that is distilled water or rainwater, and the other water is the hard water. Now what are these soft water and hard water? They're very simple. Soft water is the water which contains nothing like ions of calcium or magnesium. It is very clean, but this hard water contains ions of calcium and magnesium. That makes the water hard. So the very simple difference is hard water contains ions of calcium and magnesium, while soft water, that is distilled or rainwater, doesn't contain these calcium or magnesium ions. So now we have to take two bottles and one bottle should be filled with soft water and the other one with hard water. Now we need to add soap to both of the bottles. Now check which bottle has more foam. So if you can look at this, so if this is soft water and this is hard water, we took that solution in both the bottles and you can see a lot of foam, a lot of bubbles are found in soft water, but you can see very little amount of bubbles or foam is formed in this hard water. Like there's a difference. Why? Soaps usually form lather with soft water and scum with hard water. So usually soaps have the ability to form lather or foam with soft water. So since this is soft water, soap is forming a lot of lather here. But this hard water, soap can't because it forms scum. So if you can see, this is a soap and this is a tiny amount of lather that you can observe. In case if it's hard water, then the calcium and magnesium ions present in water will form an insoluble precipitate called scum. So if you can see, when you add soap to this hard water, what happens is there is a reaction going on between the soap and hard water. Why? Hard water has calcium and magnesium ions. So this soap will react with this calcium and magnesium ions and they will form an insoluble precipitate like a cloudy substance called scum. So this is a washroom that is before cleaning and after cleaning. So before cleaning you can see very often in our washrooms there are white patches. So this white patch is nothing but scum formed. So you usually observe this when you take a bath with hard water. So this scum formation lessens the cleansing property of soaps. So when the scum is formed, it is very difficult and even the cleaning property of the soap gets reduced. while detergents are generally ammonium and sulfonate salts of long chain carboxylic acids. So, detergents are also carboxylic acids, but they are generally salts of ammonium and sulfonate. So, this is the lather which is formed by a detergent with water. One thing that we need to observe is that the charged ends of detergents do not form precipitate with calcium and magnesium ions present in hard water. So usually we discussed earlier that when soap is reacting with hard water, it forms a scum because it reacts with the calcium and magnesium ions. But the one exceptional feature with these detergent is that they do not form a precipitate or scum with this calcium and magnesium ions present in hard water. So they have a very efficient ability to form lather even with hard water. So we can't actually differentiate by using a detergent like which is a hard water and which is a soft water, as it forms lather in both. Thus, they are intact even in hard water. So even we can use detergents in hard water. So because it doesn't form scum, so even the activity of the detergent doesn't get reduced. So you can see there are a lot of detergents available. So detergents are usually used in the preparation of shampoos and products for cleaning clothes. So these are shampoos that we often use. So these detergents are used in shampoo preparation and also used in the products that are manufactured for cleaning clothes because they are active in both hard water and soft water. They are more efficient in cleaning. Thank you.